Frenchman. And Morgoth, I believe... If this is Morgoth... Is Morgoth a streamer, I wonder? We're ready. We are always ready. We were born ready. Orko, Rice Hat. I casted a game of Rice Hat on Friday. It was actually a banger. And we have Orko, who's also my teammate, by the way. Then Mike 6RS, Mickers, basically.
Mickers.
Yeah, it's actually, as far as I know,
Nice.
it's pronounced Mickers.
Yeah.
Don't
I
ask
totally
me how.
That.
I think it's a Polish.
I should have looked at these names beforehand.
No, like Milker sounded quite wild.
I'm like, it looks like a gamer name to me. That seems like a gamer name.
Oh man, we're having so much fun. So let's see if my fellow Romanian friend here, who also organizes the DK Cups, the Design Killer Weekly and the High Caliber, that I also cast. Shameless plug here, but I can actually do it. But we have Mr. Abathoor in the bottom right side of Golden Aura, representing Red Pack Esports.
And in the upper left, the Blue Terran, it's Mike, or Mickers, but not Milkers.
Mickers, Mike. We can go by whichever, I think. And if
I'll call him
these
Mike
games...
because it's showing me Mike on the player names here, and that's probably the least confusing to people watching.
Yeah. Also, let me just give a huge shout out to Mr. Baltar, who's actually organizing these tournaments. He is probably one of the most beloved people in this community, the lower MMR community, as he puts up correct me if I'm wrong, Baltar, but if you're in the chat, but I believe he puts up $50 every month, so it's actually great. He also organizes season finals. Last season finals, we were here for 14 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, maybe not 14. I think it was like 12. Maybe it was like 12 hours or something.
That's a lot of StarCraft.
I think it was 12 hours. It was so long. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it just feels like it, but it felt like so long because we had, I believe it was 16 players, if I'm not mistaken. We had 4 groups of 4, and then we also had a bracket, and we started at something like 4 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., something like that. My former teammate Origin and I were sitting here, and yeah, it was so long. And one of the reasons it was long, and now I'm going to spoil you, it was this player.
Oh.
We had back-to-back games with him. Because
really?
we caught Rice Hat versus Mike game 3, I believe. And then we had... I'm not even sure who he played against after that, but it was like... We have a mech enjoyer.
So he's a late game macro enjoyer. Okay.
A late game turtle mech enjoyer. If he
nice. Okay.
If he
those are actually some of my favorite games.
Ah yes, you're gonna love them, especially if we go to 3 games. Abathoor is
I'm one of those
also
maniacs
famous.
who actually enjoyed that era in like 2018 when there were a lot of games that ended up in stalemates. Like I just wish it wasn't quite like every game, but yeah, I do actually enjoy games like that. You're trying to exhaust the opponent and just be more efficient, and eventually you'll have more of the map.
Yeah. So we're going to have a standard 1-1-1, and we have a Viking. So that's going to deny the overlords. We have already one overlord in the corner. One is out on the map. Abathoor is famous for 2 things: forgetting bailing speed and forgetting to pull back his overlords.
Okay, so the Viking is strategic here. Okay.
Yeah.
Specific to the player here, possibly.
Maybe. But it's also like a common Terran thing to just
it is a common thing,
go for
yes.
Any mouse
Terran has a few
recommendation?
options for this, and he actually has a Cyclone too. So, but getting the Viking out means you can actually just take out all the overlords on the map if you so choose. Not sure if he will so choose. I see the Viking is just sitting there for now.
Fusion core. BC crew.
Are we calling in the fleet?
Yes.
Oh my god. It might be time to call in the fleet, boys.
I was gonna say, usually when people get a Viking, it's also a sign of trying to deny scouting, which means they could go for a battlecruiser. We have an engineering base, so I suppose that's going to be 4 turrets, as obviously we're not seeing the racks produce anything, so this screams mech from the top of Mike's lung. Ace, question. What mouse do you use?
Yep.
Tonsi needs a mouse recommendation. Wants to upgrade.
What mouse? Oh,
the $15
Razor
War
Death Adder. Razor Death Adder all the way.
I used a couple once. Now I'm using the Aero X5 from Steel Series. I use the Rival 3 from Steel Series. That's a smaller one. I can recommend that. I used the Razer Viper as well. And I also had a Logitech G502 Hero and a G102. Like, these are the ones that I actually tried. And I still have some of them as backups. But so far, I'm most satisfied with the Aero X5. So I'm very, very happy. It's wired. It's still wired, but it has a detachable cable. Has very satisfying clicks. It's basically
cool.
Yeah, it's basically a lightweight, so to say. I mean, probably it's not the sensor is not like a super high tier one, but I actually enjoy it. And it was like
the motto is almost finished.
It was probably like $50 or so. The thing is, you kind of have to spend a bit more to have more quality. I'm more obsessed with my keyboards.
BC's showing up here, and I'm interested in if Abathoor is actually ready for this, because I see a Hydra Den that's not finished. Yeah. How many queens are there?
I think
8 queens. Okay, that's plenty of queens if you have them in position.
Okay,
but one's going to go down to the Yamato.
Yeah. And he has spores as well. Let's notice the fact
spores.
That, and he still has a tactical jump available, so he's going to be able to actually jump away. That's a decent defense from Abathoor. Only 5 drones for a single BC, and just this is quite a lot of time. But the second battle cruiser
for the repair on a BC, because he did save the BC is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, so one BC that did only 5 drones of damage. You know. Without actually scouting it. I was going to say that Abathoor most likely went for the Hydra Den because, you know, he likes to go for Hydras, and then potentially transitioning into Lurkers. But I'm actually kind of curious because he has the Hive on the way at a decent time.
Is that the second BC move out in the
2 BCs. There it is. 2 battle cruisers moving across the map once again. I believe by the time it needs to jump away, it's gonna have the tactical jump available for both battlecruisers.
It should.
Yeah, let's see where the queens are for Abathoor. How many Hydras? We have 5 Hydras. I think he should control group the Hydras. Oh my god, the queens are actually so far out on the map.
They are really far away.
Yeah.
Drone's getting massacred queens here. Queen going down.
Okay, 2 Yamatos.
Okay. And
this
bounces
is solid.
out.
Yeah, this is solid. 3rd battlecruiser is out, and it's gonna have plating. We have Infernal Pre-Igniter, aka Blue Flame. I don't even know if anybody just gets the idea
until
of
you
Infernal.
Said that, I legit forgot that it was called Infernal Pre-Igniter. Like,
it's Blue
I was like,
Flame.
oh yeah, that's right. It's not actually called Blue Flame.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's something with flames, like ignite, flame. Okay, this is also an Abathoor special. There's also an Abattoir special walking up this ramp when he shouldn't actually walk into a choke point.
Oh yeah.
It did
That's
that
a bold
against
move, but he might just
Nameless
have the
King.
supply advantage.
Yeah, but he's actually losing a lot of Banelings, and he's going to actually detonate them. And the chat is mentioning, well, Tonsi is mentioning specifically that there's 100 drones.
Getting the CC.
Oh, he's gonna get it.
Oh,
Just barely enough DPS. I think if one more Hydra fell, then it would have been the death of that command center. Now this is a bit of problems. Oh, something burned down.
yeah, that is a massive supply block. It was a bunch of depots, I think.
Yeah. Oh
Those
my god.
depots at the wall were like on red, and that's the second depot wall that was crashed through. So look at Mike's supply right now. He's 96 out of 62.
What? Oh my god. What? Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. I have no freaking idea why it actually switched to the other source. I have a backup source for the game sound, and apparently we have no game sound for the first few things. My apologies, chap. I actually didn't realize that there's no game sound. But we also have to... We also don't realize that there's a massive Zerg army just massacring.
This is insane.
Yeah, like, this is back and forth. Yeah, these BCs are going to be able to clean this up. And yeah, going Hydras versus battle cruisers is a play, but those battle cruisers were not scouted and the Hydra then was on the way, so this was like a plan already. And I guess he doubled down on the plan just because, you know, he had to. And he doesn't get like... the one thing I would love to see is either a Spire, because there's still 3 BCs and there's BC tech available.
I would love to see a Spire. I would really love to see a Spire. Like, Hydras, in my mind, are never the answer for battlecruisers. They are going to temporarily keep you alive longer, but they're not going to be the solution.
Yeah, it's like...
You're going to need something.
It buys time, yeah. It buys time.
Yeah.
But it's not something that it's going to be a long-term solution.
But I think with the supply advantage, I think Abathoor can just close this out with just Hydra.
Yeah, that is going
definitely
to be the case.
GG.
And to my surprise, a super short game.
I was expecting much longer game as well.
Yeah,
I was
same.
expecting those BCs to start snowballing, but then that Baneling push, I mean, just crashing through the 2 depot walls and getting that command center, that was huge. Well played.
Yeah, looks like Abattoir doesn't want to have none with these longer games. Let's see what the second map is going to be. I'm waiting for a lobby invite. So yeah, so basically how I actually have this set up, sometimes OBS just decides that it's not going to capture one of the sounds, because I don't have
I totally know this. Yeah, it happens to me all the time.
I don't have a overall sound source. I have everything split up, so I have the Discord sound separate, and my mic, I have the game audio.
You're using application audio capture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
and then sometimes like it just decides to not pick it up anymore. Like,
yeah, and that's why I
it's
have
done
a
that to me
backup.
before too.
That's why I have a backup, and I realized it picks up one of the two. It picks up one of the two.
Okay.
At least. It didn't happen to not pick up either of them. So let me just join. All right. Very cool. So for now, it never happened to not pick up either of them.
Players are ready. Casters are ready. Don't ask. Start.
Yeah, I always tell them like, we're in. We'll call it if we need a break or something. So yeah.
Always ready for more StarCraft.
Okay. So let's set the score so I don't get complaints. I mean, yeah. So, game number 2 is going to be played on Oceanborn. Spawning in the bottom right side, we have the main hatchery of our Red Zerg player representing Red Pack Esports. He is young, he's Romanian, just like I am. Well, technically I'm Hungarian as well. I have dual nationality, but it's not about me. This is about Red Pack's Abathoor.
And in the upper left, the blue Terran calling in the fleet last game unsuccessfully. It is Mike. Let's see, will he call in the fleet again?
I realized...
I would like to see it, but I don't think I would like to see it back to back, because I think if you do that once against the Zerg, you kind of can't do it in the next game, because they're just going to expect it and open early Spire or like make an effort to scout you or something. Like, I feel like it's never a good idea to go battlecruisers twice in a row.
If you open Viking, then 100% that's going to sound the alarms off.
Yeah.
It's going to sound the alarm in Abathoor's head. But then again, Abathoor is notorious for losing overlords. I mean, yeah, he's a decent player.
Actually, you know what I would love to see, though? I would love to see Banshee. I think that would be a really cool way to kind of mind game your opponent and be like, oh, you think it's going to be Battlecruiser, but it's actually going to be like Blue Flame Hellion Banshee. Something like that.
I remember Nicaract, my current teammate, who's a pro player. Nicaract used to do this trick where he opened up with the Viking to deny scouting against the Zerg. I think he played it against Hate Me like a year or 2 years ago, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, it was back on the Royal Blood and Babylon. Those were the two maps. First game.
Oh man.
First game he starts
Those are
Cloak.
old maps.
Yeah. First game he starts Cloak, and he kills the Overlord. But he starts Cloak. And, you know, spores come down at the right time and all that stuff, but the BC teleports in with a bunch of Hellions that transform into Hellbats. So it was quite a nice push. Hayton was not ready. Second game, the Lings run in, Nicaract cancels the Fusion Core in front of Hayton, starts Cloak, and then the Overlord scouts it, cancels Cloak after killing the Overlord, and puts down the Fusion Core again. And he waits for 2 BCs. He waits for 2 BCs, and it was like a minute late, but Hate Me was like super confused. Like, wait, the Banshees don't come. Like, sends out the Lings and everything, and the Lings bypass, you know, the battle cruiser as it goes across the map. And again,
it feels so good when you can actually pull that off, you know, because it's not like efficient. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the most efficient way to go for either of those builds. You know, to like seesaw between 2 builds like that. But if you can use it at the right time to like throw off your opponent, oh man, it's beautiful.
No, don't worry, Ace. It was a bloodbath. We went to game 3 in like 2 minutes after that. So, he didn't pull it off. That game was like crazy, but yeah, it didn't. Don't worry.
Still cool to
Terran is broken, but not that broken. Oh, he has vision on the Fusion Core as well. Ding, 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 ding.
No. Oh no. Mike, this is ill-advised.
You called it. You called it.
Step away from the Fusion Core. Stop it.
Put your hands.
Put it down.
Put your hands on the geyser, not the Fusion Core. Explicitly.
Drop the Fusion Core on the ground.
Or rather not.
Your SCVs, what are they building? Drop the Fusion Core right now.
This is gonna be interesting because the BC will not start in time, and this is already kind of like a wild situation. I believe he's still going to do it.
Other command center so fast 3cc, roughly. I mean, it's a little bit early. I guess
he doesn't have the money yet, just yet. Okay, maybe now. Okay, battle cruisers. Man, they are so freaking expensive. Like what, 7 supply?
Yeah. 6, I believe, and they're 400, 300.
Oh,
So
by
they
the
cost
way,
a command center and 300 gas and
Yeah.
6 supply, which is pricey.
you know what?
Are they actually the most expensive unit in the game?
Maybe?
I believe they are.
Maybe
'cause
the
carriers
mothership
are cheaper.
Maybe the mothership is more expensive. Or used to be, at
Yeah.
least.
It used to be because it was 400, right?
Yeah, now it's... No, sorry, it was minus 400, minus 400. You want to say...
minus 400, minus 400. Sorry. I misspoke
now
there.
it's minus 350, so... I believe
Okay.
that also got changed like 2 times, I believe, on the cost.
Minus 350, and you get a pointless cloak as you're dying in reaction when there's no army to cloak underneath it.
Yeah.
As
At
a
least it
consolation
cannot
prize
be
for building the mothership.
At least it cannot be feedback now. Wait, does it have... No, it doesn't have energy now.
Does it? Is it cooldown? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I think
cooldown.
so.
It's cooldown.
Nobody ever builds them. It's hard to know these things.
Actually, you know what? It's a better mothership still because you can actually control it properly. Now it doesn't have that super
Yeah, that's right.
awkward
They changed it.
control.
Or it like glides around in these massive arcs. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's a little bit better there.
But
Is that
speaking
the
of
BC
battle
moving across
cruisers,
on the bottom left?
yeah, definitely. Speaking of battle cruisers, Maru versus Cure on Ghost River in the GSL semis. That was a game and a half, man. Like mass battle cruisers.
God, all the GSL games on Ghost River are epic. I love Ghost
Yeah.
River.
Yeah, I also like Ghost River.
Okay, zapping a queen.
I mean,
Gonna
I
get
like
another
to
queen,
see
maybe?
what people come up with on Ghost River, but sometimes it's like, all over the place. But it's okay. Looks like this BC is actually achieving more this time around. It has 11 kills.
Definitely getting more.
Yeah. It's also weird
Second
that he
BC here.
could have kept going for a
Oh.
bit, in my opinion.
But Abathoor has a fast spire this game. Already got corruptors out.
Are you kidding me? Did he?
Yeah.
No,
Wait, what
did
did I
he-
tell you? Don't ever go BC twice in a row.
No. I mean, look at what I'm looking at. What I cannot look at. What's missing, Ace?
What am I? Oh, there's. Wait, what?
There's no spores. You saw the freaking
Oh,
battle
what?
cruisers. I mean, you
Well,
saw the
no.
fusion
This
core.
is okay. This is okay. If you have a spire, that's totally okay because the
But the spire
corruptors
was not
function
ready.
as the spores, but they can move.
Yeah, but the spire
Oh.
was not ready. You
Mm,
know, you still no. You
I
still
mean,
want
but
spores.
queens,
You
like
still
with 8
want
queens.
spores.
I think you can probably defend the BC with 8 queens, but
Yeah, but you still want
Is there
spores.
a
You know, the
kill
faster
the
it gets down.
drones either way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
Yeah,
it
I guess
doesn't-
you're right.
It
Because
means
that is
you
why
lose
he got
less.
so much drone kills this game, right? Because he
Yeah,
got like
he
twice
lost-
the drone kills.
There's 13 kills on this one. I believe it killed like 2 queens as well. Yeah, 2 queens, 11 drones, and an overlord.
Okay, let's
so
see
far.
here. The corruptors are not in position.
Yeah, Abattoir actually moved out with the corruptors. Usually, I believe
And
you want
these
to.
drones are just gonna get vaporized.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
god! 15 workers hit the deck. 17, 18.
Oh my god.
It's gonna cut a couple of these. Okay, bit sloppy on the BC micro because
Okay, I
jumps
take
away
it
with
back.
all
You
of
need
them.
spores.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you should still put down spores. So basically, you want a spore in the mineral line. You want a spore somewhere above the hatchery or next to the hatchery, and you can put down a spore even next to the gas. That's for the fastest. Okay, let's see. We have a roach infestor push over here. Is this going to be enough? We have a couple more fungals. I wouldn't have minded if he had like a burrow ready for this.
Neural would be awesome.
Neural
I'm not
as
sure
well
if
with
that's what the
burrow at
plan
least. You know, but burrow at least. We don't have neural because that's kind of costly, but burrow would be nice to actually just fungal and then burrow the infestors so they don't die to the BCs randomly.
I mean, if they just knurled the BCs, that would be amazing. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But I believe neural takes so much time that it's not even worth it. Okay, corruptors are actually dying left, right, and center. We still have 6 corruptors, and we still have a lot of speedlings and some roaches over here. This is gonna be like, is this it? Is this it? 4 battle cruisers and he cannot deal with it? I mean, he has +1 carapace. Yeah,
I mean,
spots on Carapace.
it's the classic, you know, roaches versus void ray dilemma, where it's like, you know, yeah, void rays counter roaches, but what if I just make so many roaches you can't kill them in time?
Technically, it has flyer carapace as well, so you're just countering the BCs perfectly, despite having 1/1 for the BCs.
Okay, so I like this push, but what I don't like is right now he's continuing to make roaches and not corruptors. Like, you need to deal with the BCs. You've killed everything you need to on the ground. Like, all the workers are dead pretty much.
Yeah, 67 workers have fallen. This is crazy.
You need to kill these BCs. 69 workers have been killed. Nice.
Nice. I was expecting.
I don't think I've
it.
ever said that sentence before in my life.
Me neither. I don't think I said it either. But hey, it's a start for everything. I'm clipping so many things.
Okay, now he's making corruptors. Got 6 corruptors on the way here.
I gotta get my lazy ass doing shorts. Okay, he's once again moving across the map, and he has the queens in position now on the center of the map. Oh, but is that enough queens? Okay, one corruptor shows up. Now 6 more on the way. It's gonna go back and just gonna try to deal with these roaches. Honestly, tunneling claws. Man, tunneling claws would be sick here. No, I feel like I feel like
that
tunneling
would
claws
actually be pretty cool. Anything you can do to keep the BCs back while you make more corruptors.
You have turrets, but if you go out of that range, you cannot afford to scan. If you scan,
also,
then there's not
if
gonna
you
be
have
enough money.
the creep right here is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, GG for Abathoor, but they could have also put spores on that creep, because that's ridiculous that they had creep all the way to the Terran's third.
Yeah, it was insane. Massive GG to the youngster just taking this series. Pretty sick series,
well
honestly.
played.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a masterclass in how to shut down BCs, I think.
Came for the crop.